Sorry about this. The lighting is not very good, but it's the best I can do. Okay, welcome to the show. And tonight, I would like, as an ordinary citizen, to respond to the U.S. president's speech during the joint Congress session. Okay, now what is new about Trump? Nothing. He just expanded his lies and diatribes and rumblings to make uh, to make his point, and applauded by his followers, of course. And not only that, it's also noteworthy that uh, the billionaires who follow him uh, instructed to make the lower 80% of Americans suffer. Now, from the very start, he uh, he again claimed that he won the 2020 election, which was false. We know that. 5 years later, we did know that, and he also thinks that the election was stolen, and he won by a landslide, which we know is wrong. He even the insurrection of January 6th, he mentioned that it was because of love. That's a terrible, terrible lie. And he also said about the migrants voting for him and the dead voting for no, the migrants voting and the dead voting, and he has a tendency to repeat all this stuff, and it's a common denominator for dictators to do that. Repeat and repeat a wrong pronouncement, because in the end it has a tendency to be true. That's according to them. Then he had uh, he again said that Ukraine started the war. Let's see, how did Ukraine start a war when it was the soldiers of Putin, Russian soldiers, invading Ukraine from the very start? Even a long time, even a long time ago, Crimea. They already started that a long time ago. And also, he said something about the there are millions, like 4 million, 100 to 110 years old, uh, getting Social Security. I doubt he knows what he's talking about, because to me this is a prelude of instigating people, and oh, the rightests, the Republicans will think that that's the correct pronouncement that he said, so that he can cut Social Security to millions of people like me, or say, for example, uh, uh, the vast majority, or 80% of recipients, who needs this badly. Not to them, not to Bozo, not to Sucker, not to Mutt, or Musk, or whatever. They don't need Social Security because they think they have that. of course, they have that money that can support them up to the end of their lives. And this is again a bad thing about what he says is that he would he would follow this thing up. He mentioned about uh, mentioned about the the borders, and he mentioned something about the migrants now the lowest ever incursions. To tell you the truth, if he said that he would get rid of all the 11 million illegal immigrants or illegal migrants to this country, that would take him to something like 20 years to do that. But even so, the progress that has been made returning or deporting all these migrants that he says he would, only about of the 11 million, only about 5,000 total of deported individuals for the past month or so, or 40 days or 48 days. So he has a long way to go. They can only lie about these things and lie and lie and lie about it. He said something about, he did not mention, what he did not mention are the effects of what he has been doing so far, including the tremendous uh, inflation or the prices of common commodities like eggs. We used to buy eggs at like $1.99 for large eggs, 12 pieces. Now, if you want to buy 12 pieces, that would be $8. See, from $2 to $8, or maybe $6 if you can find that in stores. So two, three, four, five, six. That's a $4 increase. Not only that, you have all kinds of prices. Just the eggs are just the starting point of it. They say that it's because of the bird flu and all that, but no, the the Republicans running the show in here, meaning they favor more to the capitalists, to the oligarchs of this country. And that's what happens because when the oligarchs or rich people would think about things, they will think first about themselves, the profit that they have to make, and the glorification of their projects, like going to the moon, to Mars, and all that kind of projects. But they're not thinking about your salary or your pension because it doesn't bother them. They don't think about me or you or anybody who's lower than them. No. You are left to fend for yourself. Instead of mentioning about, you know, uh, fair world trade, he thinks that the effects of the tariffs that he made enemies out of it. He made enemies to Canada, China, and Mexico, and everybody else because of his belief that it will make the economy of America greater. To tell you the truth, it's the opposite. That they said that the long term effect would be better for America, meaning when they see, uh, you know, cumulatively since he took office, the stock market has been down by 1,200 points. Can you imagine that? Instead of going up, it's going down. Now, the other thing is that what long term effect would that mean? Would, not, would that generate more money for the common people like us? No, it will only generate money for his minions, his cronies, the oligarchs. See, it might it might not be obvious to you, but whatever you earn at the beginning of this year, and up and totaling your earning for the whole year of 2025, and for the expenses that you expect you will have for the rest of the year, you are about 2 to 3 thousand short, even with all the increases. If you are a retiree, but for those of you who are already poor, including myself, I will have to, either tighten my belt or from uh, uh, suffer from credit cards, bankruptcies, and all that. So, did he even mention about climate? Oh, he thinks climate is a farce. It's not made by man. He also mentioned something about digging more oil or whatever. Can't remember what he said about that. But he never mentioned about the state of economy that we are having right now. It's going down the drain. The healthcare of our people, universal healthcare, is down the drain. Healthcare in America is expensive, 10 times expensive than the rest of the world, and it's only for those who can afford it. It's not for everybody. Now, housing and homelessness. Every single city right now in America is suffering from homelessness. Every time you go and find a house, if you want to buy a house, it has gone up, obviously, because of inflation. Obviously, because the people in Washington wants it to be like that. How about safety? Crime is still getting up, sometimes 10, 15%. But he's not, them Republicans, the bozos, and oligarchs, they're not concerned about that. They don't walk the streets that we walk. What else? They don't go to grocery stores like we do. And that's such a shame. It's such a shame. We cannot do anything about that because that's the way America is being run by these Republicans. But hopefully, hopefully, I will still be able to come back here and talk to you about things un-American by an un-American right rightist movements. For example, alone, I just received uh, my gas bill for the month. It's a good thing because there's a comparison of your last year and this year. So last year I only paid like $80, and now it's $110. Well, no two winters are the same, but I think on the average, I've been, you know, the increases are getting there. Water, I used to pay $60. It's now $82. Electric, same thing. It's going up, but it's not in touch with your income, your social security income. And now that he has the right, is the Republicans are going to destroy the uh, fundamental living conditions of many retirees, millions, I guess, of retirees. So what's in for me? Me as an ordinary retiree, I have a lot of choices. I can only do what I can to live. Worst comes to worst, I will live. I will go to a country that is manageable in terms of my finances. Safety is number one. Two is my health care. And I could, I don't know, I could, if I could do that, I would. In the meantime, I still have you know, uh, the strength to live in a rightist inclined government. Ever since I came to America, it was more kind of a uh, you can build a dream, the American dream, according to that. Uh, 30 years that I was here. But if you come here right now, you better be careful because no, there's nothing really that will give uh, give you uh, the, the 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 tools that you can succeed in America. It's getting lesser. But anyway, that's my response to Mr. Trump. By an ordinary person who will go to uh, buy my eggs tomorrow, which is 10% more than the last time I bought. Who will go to my doctor tomorrow too, which will be more expensive than before. And some of my medications are no longer covered by Medicare, even if I have a Medicare Advantage, which the Medicare Advantage is taking $185 a month. Imagine that, $185 a month in order for me to have that Part C or Part D uh, coverage. They call that the Medicare Advantage. If you don't have that, you're you're screwed. But anyway, I'll uh, I'll see what progress we will be having, and I'll come back and see if I was wrong or if I was correct. I hope I'm wrong. Okay, thank you for listening.